Alright everyone, if we want to learn Adobe Premiere Pro professionally, before we fully dive into the timeline, we first need to understand the Source Monitor panel. The Source Monitor panel is used to preview raw footage and select the parts we want before they are placed into the timeline. The Source Monitor is located here. If you don't see this panel, you can go to the Window menu and click on Source Monitor to activate it. I'm going to select one of my videos. As you can see, this video has audio because it has the audio icon. But for example, video 2 is clearly silent and doesn't have an audio icon. So I'll select this video, hold down the left mouse button, and drag it into the Source Monitor panel. Now we can watch this video in the Source Monitor. One important point here is that most of the buttons in the Source Monitor are similar to those in the Program Monitor, and since I'm going to teach the Program Monitor in detail later, for now I'll only explain the most important parts of the Source Monitor. On the right side, you can see the total duration of the clip that we loaded into the Source Monitor. Remember, the first number always shows frames, then seconds, then minutes, and then hours. So this video is currently 21 seconds and 18 frames long. If I move the playhead, you can see the video, and wherever I stop, the time code on the left shows exactly which second and frame I'm on. Right now, I'm at 4 seconds and 6 frames. From here, I can also play the video. If I load another video into the Source Monitor, I won't be able to see the previous one anymore. To view the previous clip and switch between videos in the Source Monitor, click on the 3-line menu and easily switch between clips from here. In this panel, we can also separate audio and video if needed. To extract only the audio, I just hold down the left mouse button on this button, drag it to the timeline, and then release the mouse. This way, only the audio is added to the timeline, and the video is not included. I'll delete this audio. Using this button, I can also bring only the video without audio into the timeline. So I hold the left mouse button and drop it onto one of the video tracks in the timeline. This way, only the video is added. I'll delete this clip from the timeline as well. We can also select just a portion of a video and add that to the timeline. For this, we use the Mark In and Mark Out buttons with the shortcuts I and O. I want to cut the video here. I select this point as the start, move a little forward, and then click on the Mark Out button. This way, I've selected only this part of the video. Now, if I click on Insert, the selected section is cut and added to the timeline. The Overwrite button does a very similar job, but there's an important difference. I'll delete this clip as well. If I already have a video in the timeline and I select a section from another clip and click Insert, that section is added to the timeline and nothing from the existing video is removed. I'll press Ctrl+Z to go back. But if I do the same thing and click Overwrite, part of the existing video in the timeline will be replaced, and the selected clip will overwrite it. In other words, Overwrite does not change the overall timing, but Insert pushes the existing clips forward and adds the selected section. You can also move back to the marked section or move forward through the clip. By clicking on the camera icon, you can capture a still image if needed, choose a name for it, click OK, and save it. In this section, you can also choose the preview resolution. Keep in mind that this does not affect the final render resolution. It only changes how the video is displayed in the Source Monitor. I'll press Ctrl plus Z to return to the previous state. That's everything you need to know about the Source Monitor panel. See you in the next video.